Use the referral link in the description to g2a.com for all of your Xbox codes, PlayStation codes and video games, and be sure to use the code CHES at checkout to get yourself 3% cash back. Hey guys, welcome to episode number 17 of the Bayer Leverkusen series here on FIFA 18. This could be the season roundup from year 1. A shorter season than we usually have. Of course, there are 34 games played in a Bundesliga season, not 38, as is the case in the other top leagues around Europe, and of course just the one domestic cup in Germany that we got knocked out of pretty early on, as opposed to 2 domestic cups in England with the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, and we didn't have any European football this year either. Normally we have 25 to 30 episodes per season, but just the 17 this year. We'll start with the competitions that we were involved in, have a look, see how everybody did, and then we'll have a close look and see who won the Golden Boot, who won the Golden Glove, and have a final squad report to see how we have seen the team grow this year. And they have grown quite well, actually. And we'll also compare our achievements to what the board wanted us to do this season. So we'll start with the competitions we were involved in. We, of course, finished second in the Bundesliga this year, 5 points behind Bayern Munich. We could have won the league this year if things had gone our way on the final day. Well, sorry, on the final 2 days. 2 match days, but unfortunately Bayern were just too strong. After a horrendous start to the season, actually, Bayern Munich ended with some superb form. They had a little bit of a wobble around match day 27, 28-ish, but they pushed forward. We actually lost less games than them, but drew far too many. 12 draws with only the 19 victories. 22 out of 34 wins for Bayern Munich was the main reason why they won the league. With regards to goal scoring and defensive solidarity, we weren't too far off them. They scored more goals than me, 6. They conceded less goals than me, 5. But we weren't too far away from them. Their goal difference as a result was plus 11 over me, which is quite considerable. But there's definite room for improvement, most certainly, on both the goal scoring and defensive solidarity side of things. But still a very good season to start off with here at Leverkusen. Freiburg, Frankfurt and Dusseldorf were all relegated a long time ago, especially Freiburg. They were awful. So bad. They took them almost 20 games to get a single victory. But Hoffenheim and Wolfsburg round out the Champions League spots. Schalke and Borussia Dortmund will be in the Europa League next year. The Deutsche Pokal was won by FC Köln, who were actually the side that knocked us out, so end up losing to the eventual winners. Congratulations to them. In real life, they got relegated last season, and actually they weren't in the league with us this year. They were in the Zweite Bundesliga, so a winner of the German Cup from the 2nd division, which is a real surprise to be fair. In the relegation match, Ingolstadt beat Fortuna Düsseldorf. In Germany, the bottom 2 get definitely relegated, and then 16th place plays a playoff with 3rd place in the Zweite Bundesliga. And as you can tell, Ingolstadt will have finished 3rd in the Zweite Bundesliga, and they beat Fortuna Düsseldorf by 4 goals to 2. So they will come up, Ingolstadt, and Düsseldorf will go down. The pre-season tournament, Athletic Club won that. In the Champions League, Manchester United win the Champions League. No signs of Real Madrid or Barcelona in even the semis. Real lost 3-2 to Roma in the quarterfinals, and Barcelona lost 4-3 to Chelsea in the round of 16. Manchester United Napoli final. Napoli going through on away goals against Manchester City. And United beating Roma by 3 goals to 1. And then Italian opposition again in the final. In the Europa League, Italian winners there on penalties. AC Milan ahead of Borussia Dortmund. But we will have the... Wow, Arsenal are won 7-2, although it was Vittoria Guimaraes that they won against. So no real surprise that they were such big winners in the quarterfinals. Surprised to see Real Sociedad in the semi-finals, to be fair. But Arsenal knocked out at the semi-final stage. We will be involved in the Champions League next year, of course. So we still try our absolute best. The World Cup is ongoing. If I remember, I will show you who wins it next season once we get into season number 2. But Italy have won their first game against Northern Ireland. Feel free to pause it at any point to have a closer look at the groups. England beat Mexico by 2-0. Again, feel free to pause it at any point to have a closer look. But we're not going to delve into that too much right now because not many games have been played. But the other leagues that are of interest to us with regards our potential Champions League opposition next year and the other big leagues around Europe. Manchester City win the Premier League, with Chelsea finishing second, Spurs third and Arsenal fourth. Manchester United only sixth. It's Cardiff, Huddersfield and Fulham that get relegated, 2 of the 3 promoted sides not able to stay in the league. Wolves, however, finishing up in 11th, so congratulations to them. West Brom and Swansea coming up automatically, and then one of Stoke, Forest, Norwich or Villa will join them. All 3 previously relegated sides coming straight back up, or at least finishing in the top 3, sorry, with West Brom and Swansea getting automatic promotion. We'll have to wait and see who won the playoffs. And then just out of curiosity, Cambridge United solidly mid-table in 11th. Wonderful. Absolutely nowhere near promotion. Paris Saint-Germain win in France, with Marseille finishing second, Nice third and Lyon fourth. Monaco down in 5th. Coming up from the league below will be FC Köln and Darmstadt, as well as Ingolstadt, of course, as we covered the relegation game. Juventus win in Italy, apologies about the yawn. Roma finishing second, Napoli third and Inter fourth, AC Milan only 5th, although they did win the Europa League, so they will be in the Champions League next year, or should be. I can't remember whether that ruling is actually in FIFA 18 or not. We'll find out in due course, I suppose. Moving forward towards Spain, just to see who won there. I'm sorry, Braga won the league in Portugal. That's a turn up for the books, didn't expect that. Celtic win by 20 points. Real Madrid win by 12 and were a full 14 points clear of Barcelona. Real Madrid having a very good season, only conceding on average 1 every 2 games. 19 goals conceded in 38 matches. That's outrageous. Congratulations to Real Madrid. With regards to our domestic competition, the Golden Boot is shared between Javi Martinez at Bayern Munich. What? Max Kruse, Bergstaller at Schalke and Daniel Didavi at Wolfsburg. I had 2 players on 13 goals, Timo Werner and Julian Brandt. Brandt's, of course, goal in the final moments of the first game yesterday kept our title hopes alive. And Torgan Hazard on 12, Mario Gomez of Stuttgart on 11, as well as Ivašević. Don't know why I'm yawning quite so much. Lewandowski only getting 9 goals this year. No one really scored a shed load of goals, did they? There's normally at least 1 or 2 real standout players, but it's a really low goal-scoring season, it has to be said. Maybe goals were just shared out amongst a lot of players in teams. Obviously, as you can see, there's 3 Bayern Munich players in the top 15. We've got 2 players there as well. Any other Leverkusen players? They've got another one there, Renato Sanchez on 8. We've got Lars Bender on 7. Assist-wise, Julian Brandt. Had a great season, Julian Brandt. Second, technically, in the top goal scorer race, and 9 assists for him, and he wins outright ahead of Lewandowski in second. Again, a number of Bayern Munich and Leverkusen players involved in the top there. Also got Lars Bender there with 5, and Leon Bailey with 5, and Adam Gies with 4. But clean sheet wise, Manuel Neuer with 16 clean sheets, no surprises there. Hideki with 9 for me. He didn't get on to, well, he probably would have gotten on the list actually, Bernd Leno, but obviously having moved on, he's not there. We sold him to City, was it? I genuinely can't remember who I sold him to. It will say here in My Career, biggest sale, Bernd Leno. It doesn't say who to. 60. Was it Manchester City? I'm actually gonna have to check now. Bernd Leno. It was Manchester City. Okay, good. I had a complete mind blank there. Let's have a quick look at what the board thought of us this season. 87 our overall rating, which is pretty high, to be fair. Stop yawning, Tez. We met all of the main ones on the objectives overview. Youth development, we got 1 of them. The other one is a long-term one, so we have another season to be able to do that. And we have a handful of players that we could do that. Although grow 5 youth academy players is something I've not seen before. We mentioned that at the beginning of the year as well. Brand exposure we did. We sold out at least 85% attendance in every single home game this season. Financially, we increased the club's worth by 20%. We finished the Champions League spaces. Stop it! We got to the round of 16 of the Pokal. I want to do specifically, certainly better in that competition next year. And we qualify for the Champions League. I'd be happy with, at this stage, I'd be happy with challenging for the Bundesliga title again next year. And perhaps this semi-final appearance in the Champions League. Qualifying for Champions League in the Bundesliga and a semi-final Champions League appearance next season, as well as winning perhaps the Deutsche Pokal. That would have me happy, I think, next year. With regards to player growth, let's have a quick look at the... God, why am I yawning so much? I don't understand what's going on. Lucas Kredecki, no growth from him. We have had a little bit of growth from Niklas Lerm. I have, of course, got a young goalkeeper now in the youth squad that I'm training, so we can sell on Lerm next season. Jose Sarr, no growth from him on an overall basis, but his kicking and positioning have gone up 4 and 1. Would like to see some growth from him. 25 years of age. We don't really have a world-class goalkeeper anymore now that Bernd Leno left, but he left in real life to go to Arsenal, so we sold him. Mitchell Weiser is up 2 to 80 rated this year. Very solid right back. Can be used at right mid as well. Stop bloody yawning. Up 27 is Julio Orellana. Unfortunately, he's my Scout Future star that doesn't have any sort of potential, so I'm going to stop training him next season, I think. +2 appears to be the growth of choice this year. Benjamin Henrichs up 2 to 78. Very solid rotation player, as is Hakimi. Brought him in from Real Madrid this year. Fringe players like that will get a lot more football next year as we have Champions League games to be played as well. Stop yawning! Whoa. Dragovic up 2 to 79 rated. He was, again, a good filling player. Did he score a goal for me? He did. 1 goal in the Deutsche Pokal in 7 appearances, all told. Retsos up 2. I did have some players actually ask me to play a little bit more and were quite unhappy at the amount of football they were getting. But morale-wise, everybody seems okay at the minute. Tinjedva is also up 2. Very pleased with his performances this year. Jonathan Tah, I hoped, would grow by more than 1. Oh, God! My brain's shutting down. Jonathan Tah up 1 to 83 rated. And I was hoping for more growth from him. He had a lot of interest from other teams around Europe in the transfer windows, but we most certainly will be holding on to him. Sven Bender is a player I will consider moving on and replacing next year. Depends on how much of a budget we get. What's he worth? 10 million. That's not much. Wendell is very, very good. Up 2 at 79. Very pleased with his overall performances this year. Particularly impressive in the one Deutsche Pokal game, but he was rock solid for me. There's no real need to replace him. Lars Bender was very good, actually. He is 29, the same as Sven, but I will look to see. Oh, God. I will look to send him on. I'm sorry, won't look to send him on. I will look to ensure that he stays in my starting lineup. Baumgartlinger, will be the man that I move on. Julian Baumgartlinger at 30 years of age. What's he valued at? 7 million. Kur, I will look to move on. I don't like the look of it. I don't think he played for me at all, did he? No. I don't like the look of him. I have other youth players I'd like to concentrate on. We will sell Dominic Kur on. Kai Havertz is up 6 this year. We did heavily trade him though, of course, but his technicals are looking very nice now. Karim Bellarabi, 81 rated at 28 years of age. I think I need a nap. I genuinely don't know what's going on. Karim Bellarabi, I don't know whether to sell him on or not. He's only valued at 16 million, which isn't much. We could look to replace him. Alexander Golovin, 22 years of age. Great growth. Hoping that he will continue that next year. 6 goals, 2 assists. Aranguiz, 29 years of age, 80 rated. I'll keep him as a squad player, to be honest, because his athleticism will come in handy. Timo Bauer, growing up to, we haven't had him called up for very long at all. Similarly with Matthias Schulte, he hasn't been called up very long either, or signed for very long, but he's growing. 4-star. God, I genuinely... 4-star week for Timo Bauer, 3-star skill moves. I'm disappointed with the 1-star week on Matthias Schulte, but we won't find out their overall potential with regards to the status until we get them to 60 rated. So hopefully that will happen sooner rather than later. I will send them both out on loan next year, although I might consider keeping them for a little while and training them for the first half of the season, then sending them out on loan in the second. A Kainak I will send out on loan this year, next season if I can. Union Brandt, impressed with him, very impressed with him actually. 15 goals, 11 assists in 33 games is absolutely superb. And he's grown only up 1, which is a shame. I am going to be looking to bring in a new cam though next season. Julian Draxler being the main target. Leon Bailey up 2 to 83 this year. Great growth, good performances. 6 goals, 7 assists. Shrek up 3 on his load spell, but dead player. Timo Werner, 4-star weak foot. So fast. Deadly in front of goal. Didn't score many goals at all at Leipzig, but banged them in for me. 13 goals and 7 assists in 24 games all told for this season. He only had like 2 for Leipzig in the first half of the year, so definitely getting the most out of him. Lucas Alario did very well for me. 10 goals, 4 assists. +2 overall growth from him too. I'm keen on keeping him. Alexander Isak, we are training, and he's now up 3. Kevin Folland scored quite a few goals. 7 in 19 games with 8 assists, but I am going to sell him next year. He's valued at 23.5 million, and I am going to sell him on, hopefully for quite a considerable fee. Pan Palo will get sold as well. He's valued at 6.5 million. He's not very good, but we'll have Werner, Alario, and Isak as my 3 strikers. I am definitely going to sell Kevin Folland on once he's back from that injury. We do have a couple of youngsters. I'm going to yawn again. God. We do have a couple of youngsters in our youth setup. As you can see, Edson Race, who has potentially 75 to 94, currently 55 rated. Hoffman, 74 to 94, currently 41 rated, but only 15 years of age, similarly with Rice. So I can't call either of them up. I'll have to wait and see how they grow. Tobias Werner is a player. Tobias Weber is the goalkeeper. I will continue to train him, and I might as well even promote him to the senior team. I'll continue to train him, and we will just see how he grows throughout the course of next season, and then buy and also, well, sell accordingly with regards to goalkeeping role. But Jose Sa will remain my backup for now. But the squad looks decent. The squad grew well, growth throughout the team, and we had a very capable season this year. I'm very pleased with how things went. Definite room for improvement, but we've set ourselves quite a high bar for next year. Drop the video a like if you enjoy. Subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on any more of Season 2 when it arrives, or any more of this series, starting with Season 2. I can't stop yawning. Someone help me. I can only apologise. The ME is getting the better of me today. Oh, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.